I don't touch apes.
Imagine walking into a bank on an ordinary morning, dressed professionally, calm and composed, only to be dismissed, mocked, and humiliated in front of strangers who don't know your name, your power, or the fact that you're about to decide whether that bank survives the day. That's exactly what happened to Serena Blackwell, a black woman who walked into Stonebridge National Bank expecting a routine meeting and instead found herself standing at the center of a moment that would expose arrogance, prejudice, and the true cost of disrespect. The downtown Stonebridge National Bank branch looked calm on the surface, but beneath the polished floors and muted lighting, it was bleeding. 2 bad quarters, shrinking liquidity, regulators watching closely. The only reason the doors were still open was because a lifeline deal was in motion. Quiet, confidential, and scheduled to be finalized that very morning. That deal walked in at 9:17 a.m. A black woman stepped through the glass doors alone, dressed simply but sharply, posture relaxed, eyes alert. Nothing flashy, nothing sloppy, just controlled, deliberate presence. A few customers glanced up, then back down. No announcements yet, no press. This meeting was meant to stay discreet. From behind the glass office labeled Senior Branch Manager, Harold Whitman looked up and immediately decided who she was. Not a buyer, not an executive, not important. Serena approached the center of the lobby calmly. "Good morning. I'm here for a scheduled executive meeting." Harold stepped out, adjusted his tie, and extended his hand, not to her but past her, toward the white couple standing behind. "You two first?" he said smoothly. Serena stood there for a beat, then extended her hand anyway, professional, composed. Harold didn't even look at it. Instead, he looked at her with a crooked smirk. "I don't shake staff." The words landed hard. A hush rippled through the lobby. Serena lowered her hand slowly. "I'm not staff. I have an appointment." Harold laughed, not loud, not sharp, but cruel, the kind of laugh meant to remind someone of their place. "Sure you do. Housekeeping? Or clerical?" His eyes flicked to her shoes, then back up. "Break room's over there." He pointed toward a corner. Several customers looked up now. One woman frowned. Another slowly raised her phone. "I'm here to finalize a meeting," Serena said evenly. "Please check your system." Harold's smile widened, edged with contempt. "This branch handles real capital, institutions, serious money." He leaned closer, lowering his voice just enough to cut. "Not walk-ins pretending they belong." A murmur spread. Harold straightened. "Stand over there with the others. Someone might help you open a starter account." "I'm not here for that," Serena said. His tone hardened. "Then you're in the wrong building." Serena met his eyes. "Are you refusing to proceed with my meeting?" "I'm refusing to waste my time," Harold snapped. "And if you keep pushing, I'll call security and have you escorted out." His assistant manager stepped in beside him, arms crossed, silent approval written all over her face. Serena looked around at the watching customers, the recording lenses, the man convinced he had just put a stranger in her place. She took a slow breath and said nothing. Harold folded his arms, satisfied. Have you ever watched someone belittle another person simply because they thought they were untouchable? Before we go further, what city or country are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. We love seeing where you're tuning in from. And if you believe respect shouldn't be conditional, hit like and subscribe to Story Arc, because today's story proves arrogance can cost billions. Harold didn't stop. In fact, once he realized the room was watching, he leaned into it. He turned slightly so the lobby could hear. "Executive services are upstairs," he said, slow and deliberate. "They're reserved for people who actually qualify." His eyes dragged over Serena again openly. "You don't." "If you're confused, that happens sometimes," he added. "Banking can be intimidating." He gestured toward the basic service counter. "Stand over there. Someone will help you when they're free." Serena didn't move. "I was told to check in with you," she said calmly. Harold scoffed. "By who?" "Your executive office." That earned another laugh. This one, sharper. "Executive office doesn't send people like you to me." He lowered his voice, but not enough. "They send assistants, couriers, support staff." The insult deepened. "You don't get to walk into a bank like this and demand attention," Harold continued. "This isn't charity. This is high-level finance." Harold snapped his fingers once. "Last warning, either you move to the waiting area or I call security." Serena held his gaze. "You're refusing service." "I'm refusing nonsense," he shot back, "and I'm done being polite." Silence swallowed the lobby. Serena nodded slowly, as if confirming something to herself. All right, she said. She reached into her bag, not rushed, not dramatic, and took out her phone. Harold scoffed, trying to recover his footing. You think making calls is going to change anything? Serena didn't respond to him. She spoke into the phone, calm and precise. Connect me to executive operations. Harold laughed under his breath. Executive operations? He shook his head. You're really committed to this act. The phone chimed once. Then a voice came through the speaker. Polished, controlled, unmistakably respectful. Good morning, Dr. Blackwell, the voice said. Do you wish to proceed? The lobby froze. Harold's smile collapsed. Who did you just call her? Serena didn't answer him. She kept her eyes forward. Stand by, she said into the phone. She lowered the device, letting the words hang in the air. The assistant manager's hands were shaking as she searched on her tablet again, this time openly panicked. Her face went pale. Harold, she whispered. She's not a client. He snapped at her. Then what is she? Her voice dropped. She's the CEO of Blackwell Crest Bank, the bank that's acquiring us. The words didn't land at first. Harold blinked. No, that's not possible. Harold took a step back. His office phone rang, loud, violent, impossible to ignore. He answered it on instinct. Harold Whitman, a furious voice boomed through the receiver, loud enough for nearby customers to hear. What have you done? Harold swallowed. Sir, there's been a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? The voice roared. Why am I watching a live stream of you humiliating the woman scheduled to finalize our acquisition? Harold's eyes snapped to Serena. Put it on speaker, Serena said. His hand trembled as he obeyed. She controls over $2 billion tied to this institution, the voice continued. The deal keeping this bank alive. Harold's knees buckled. I didn't know, he said weakly. Serena finally spoke, her voice clear enough for the entire lobby. I came here to introduce myself. You refused to shake my hand. You mocked me. You called me staff. You threatened to remove me. Silence swallowed the room. The voice on the phone softened immediately. Dr. Blackwell, what would you like us to do? Serena didn't hesitate. Withdraw everything. Harold dropped to his knees. Please, he begged. I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were. Serena looked down at him, expression cold and steady. That, she said, is exactly why this is happening. Harold was still on his knees when security arrived. 2 uniformed corporate officers stepped into the lobby, followed by a senior supervisor in a dark suit. The room was silent except for the low murmur of phones still recording. Harold Whitman, the supervisor said firmly, stopping a few feet away. You are suspended pending termination. Hand over your badge. Harold looked up, eyes red, breath uneven. Please, he said, turning back to Serena. I made a mistake. I didn't know who you were. Serena didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. That's exactly the point, she said. You shouldn't need to know who someone is to treat them with respect. Harold's badge hit the floor with a dull clink as security pulled him to his feet and escorted him away. The lobby erupted into stunned whispers as customers filmed every step. The supervisor turned to Serena, his tone completely different now. Careful, deferential. Dr. Blackwell, he said, on behalf of Stonebridge National Bank, we apologize. Please tell us what you require to move forward. Serena faced him and the watching room. I came here today to finalize a merger, she said clearly. Instead, I was publicly humiliated, profiled, and dismissed. That ends the deal as it stood. The supervisor nodded. Understood. Serena continued, measured and precise. Before I consider reopening discussions, these conditions must be met. She raised one finger. Mandatory dignity and bias training for all leadership. A second, independent oversight of branch conduct. A third, community reinvestment commitments. A fourth, public accountability metrics, no exceptions. The supervisor didn't hesitate. All approved. Serena let the silence sit for a moment, long enough for everyone to understand what had just happened. This bank didn't lose billions today because of money, she said. It lost them because of arrogance. She turned and walked toward the exit. The crowd parted instinctively. If you believe respect should never be based on assumptions, appearances, or titles, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because stories like this remind us that arrogance always comes with consequences.
Like the video, subscribe the channel.